Just a little shot of one of the polytunnels today, the 14th of May. So I have a couple of succession coriander sowings here. So this here that I've just cut last week, this was the first one, and that's the remainder of the first one. So it's ready to go this week. And you know, it's been so fine. Some of this will probably run to seed in the following week, I'd say, but I have this sowing here as the second one coming on, so I'll go into that one, get 2 hopefully weeks off that, 3 maybe. And then if we come back here, then this is the third sowing here. So they were probably between the first and the second one, there was probably 3 weeks, and then there was 2 weeks, and now I'm kind of doing every 10 days. But it's just, this year has been so warm for the last couple of weeks. They'll probably do their own thing, I'm not exactly sure, but I have enough in. I've kind of seeded more per sowing so that it'll allow for some of it to bolt, and I'll have enough then for the following couple of weeks. Moving over here, then I have my early potatoes, and they are just flying, loving the warmth and everything. They're just starting to flower. You can see a little flower there. They went in the middle of February, so I'll probably dig into them in another the end of May, beginning of June. They'll be small still, but towards the end, once they flower, then they do need a good soak. But I have it mulched underneath, and I have drip tape, and I have been keeping it moist enough under there. Not tons and tons of water, but enough to keep them happy. And they're orlas. And then over here, this is just one of the tomato beds. So 2 rows. It's quite a wide bed. I'd say it's almost 120 centimeters wide, and the spacing is 50 centimeters per row, and then they're probably a little further between the rows, probably 60 or so. So they've enough space. I will prune them continuously, so I'll manage the growth as the fruit develops. And I have 2 lines of irrigation for each of the rows, and I kind of top dressed with some compost, my own garden compost, and a bit of a mix underneath. There was some composted farmyard manure and a little bit of mushroom compost. So yeah, so that's the tomatoes. That variety is Sindel F1. It's actually for another farmer. He takes them all off me, so I grow particular varieties for him, and then I have some of my own heirloom varieties. And then just with rotation, I put some in the side bed, which is not ideal because they're not going to get as tall. But I just had to, you never have enough room in the tunnels for crops. So I just wanted to give one of the beds a rest from tomatoes for a year or 2. So yeah, so there's some more tomatoes there. And then have just a small little bit of celery indoors, and then a small little section of scallions. I'll have more outdoors. I have my leek seed bed here, so those guys are growing along, and then they'll be transplanted outside in probably about June. And this was just some indoor garlic, so this was put in the autumn time, and I've been harvesting these guys because just as fresh garlic, and they're starting to, the bulbs are starting to swell. And this is just a little bit of an early harvest. Yeah, I'll probably do a few boxes, and that'll give me one of the crops for in there. And yeah, I suppose not too much weeding right now. It's pretty clean, and it's just keeping up on the watering for now.